everybody. Welcome to another episode of XGR. Woo! We have me, Anastasia Laserbeam, Chris, aka The Mole, Richter Hammer, the
Hello.
stay-at-home dad gamer. I have to say that so slowly so I get it right. That's it, I think. Yeah. So, we're gonna begin by telling you the news, and then we're gonna go into what games we played, and then our discussion topic, which is something about Arkham Asylum, or Arkham, or some kind of news that is Batman related.
It was handheld Wii releases.
Okay, totally.
On consoles.
Okay.
Wow.
We go into our discussion topic, which was console port games, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. We're not editing it. Our audience will know what an idiot you were.
Okay. Lovely. So let's go off with the news. Who wants to go first?
I will go first because I've got the shittest news this week. I've only got one news I care deeply about, and all the others are like one's a joke and stuff. But yeah, first is the news I slightly care about, and it's just short. 5-Star Wrestling has revealed its match types, Richter.
Oh.
And I only mentioned Richter because I know Geeky Girl doesn't like wrestling, so she won't care. Its 8 match types are wrestling match. I assume that's going to be normal. Pinfall only, submission only, 2 out of 3 falls, no holds barred, first blood, and last man standing.
And hot dog eating contest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although on their site they do mention something interesting where they say, now we know you want other match types and we are looking at doing other match types in the future because we know you all want the stuff like the cages and the Hell in a Cells and stuff like that. And as well as that, we personally at the office heavily want a Texas Bull Rope match.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, please let that one be the one they do because that'll be unique to their game.
Yeah.
I'd love that. But that was that little news. The next little news is a joke. And it's not a joke, it's actual news. It's just really hilarious. If you pre-order Infamous Second Son in Italy, you get glow-in-the-dark condoms and Red Bull. As spotted by All Game Beta's Twitter, this promotion package comes with Sucker Punch's upcoming action game. Why do they always include it includes the game in the packs? It better include it. But it includes the upcoming action game, 2 cans of Red Bull, and a pack of fluorescent condoms. At the top of the package reads, a fill of energy for an explosion of pleasure. And on the bottom it says, enjoy your power. So yeah, that just happened. Your thoughts, people?
Mind
That's
blown.
hilarious. It's somehow less offensive than the decapitated bust from Dead Island Riptide.
Yes.
But it's fucking hilarious.
And since it's from Italy, are you proud of your people, Geeky Girl?
I've never been prouder.
Your people of gamers and Italy's people.
Mm-hmm.
Or Italians, yeah, you should say.
It's a me. I'm a pre-ordering.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yep, pre-order stuff to protect your pipe.
It's me, I'm a preemie.
But now the news I did care about, which is my big news, Sega has revealed Sonic Boom, the new game for 3DS and Wii U, a fresh franchise push for Sonic the Hedgehog in general, described as a branch of the Sonic universe. There will also be a CG animated Sonic Boom cartoon series, and an extensive range of merchandising as well to go along with it. On the Wii U, Sonic Boom is being developed by Big Red Button, a studio set up by former Naughty Dog staff in 2008. The 3DS version is being worked on by Sanzaru Games, I hope I'm saying that right, developer of PS3 and Vita platformer Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Sonic Boom is also noticeable for being the third and final exclusive Sonic game in the company's Nintendo-Sega alliance, where they had a free-picture deal thing. And it was rumored this week that was in jeopardy because of the 2005 Sonic title for PS4 and Xbox One. Sega subsequently reclaimed that report was incorrect, however. However, it turned out it was slightly correct because it did relate to Sonic Boom TV show. The game's reveal trailer and clip for the new TV show are available now. It should also be noted that veteran Sonic game developer Takashi Iizuka, I can't pronounce that, confirmed to Polygon that Sonic Boom isn't coming to Japan, and the Japanese Sonic team will continue to make Sonic games in parallel to the Big Red Button and Sanzu titles. Uraka declined to say whether the Japanese studio titles would appear on PS4 and Xbox One, as was the previous rumour, but it seems it could be very likely. So yeah, Sonic Boom.
Boom.
It's weird that Japan's not getting it.
They may not be getting the cartoon though.
Yeah.
Because the cartoon's a CGI one, so I'm guessing it's going to be all American.
Yeah. They're like, we need animation.
Yeah.
Well, they did that with, you remember Beast Wars?
Yeah.
When that came out, like in Japan, it didn't do so well, so they literally just redid it, but with
2D animation.
where they actually drew it or whatever, and it did way better.
Yeah. I will say
that one too.
I will say though, which this may be slightly off topic, but when has that stopped us before? I kind of like this trend right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic Boom, CGI show. Ninja Turtles, CGI show. Rabbids Invasion, CGI show. Kung Fu Panda, Legends of Awesomeness, and Monsters v Aliens, CGI shows. It seems we're actually breaking away from the copying of Japanese-style anime services. I didn't like that. I'll be honest, I didn't like that style for a lot of stuff, like the Batman and stuff like that. And it's like, no, not everything needs to look that way. Whereas the CGI ones, like even Batman, but even Beware the Batman is a CGI show. It's like America's found its footing again, has gone forward with with its own style of animation, which I support heavily, because I like anime if it's done by Japan. I don't like stuff like Ben 10 and fucking, you know what I mean? All these shows that are designed to look anime-ish, but don't feel anime-ish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
Teen Titans.
Yeah. Actually, I like Teen Titans.
Yeah, but but they did a lot of that kind of stuff where it's like, look, it kind of looks like anime, and you're like, no.
Yeah, they did. But so many shows heavily relied upon that I'm kind of glad that, you know what I mean, that they've got a new style there. I think CGI animated shows are probably going to be the future. And I noticed with Rabbids Invasion, I don't know if you've seen that, I love that show. And the Sonic one, they're also meant to be like 15-minute short animations too, so they can do like 2 of them back to back, like the old Cartoon Network ones used to. Oh, I like that. But have you seen that yet, Rabbids Invasion?
I have not.
You're missing out, Rick. It's awesome. It's got rabbits in their own show. And apparently the show has been so successful since it launched, they're getting a movie.
Woo.
So that kind of brings us back on topic. That's slight news. Rabbits are getting a movie. Woo!
Is
and I will be
it,
taking...
or just the rabbit?
I will... Who cares? Who cares about Raymond? Rabbits! Woo! Which means I will be taking the Crispy to see that when it launches in the cinema. But he won't know, so shh.
Hey, we're gonna see that new, action flick? Yeah, totally. Raymond.
Would you like to see that film about aliens and explosions and stuff? And he's like, cool. And he's all there in his Transformer merchandise, and then we watch Rabbids Invasion. I'm kidding. I don't think I know Crispy doesn't like the Transformer films either. But over to one of you guys for your newsies.
Alright, I'll go.
Okay.
Alright, first, there was a tweet by Microsoft's Phil Spencer, and he says, every time I hear someone say something like Mario Kart, I cringe. It's kind of like like the open world driving, like GTA, something games define genres. So, like, that's cool. He's saying he doesn't really want to touch, like, Mario Kart, I guess, because that, like, defines the genre of kart racing, I guess. So that's cool. He, like, knows, like, yeah, we don't belong there. Staying away from that. Cool. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't make one, but I like the fact that he thinks that.
Yeah. There are other karting games out there that do good jobs, like Mod Nation Racers and stuff, where they do good stuff. But yeah, there is a lot of karting games out there that are pure shit.
Yeah, like
Madagascar karting.
It's nice to still see people, like, possibly understanding, like, limits and things, or, like, things that actually did make the genre.
Yeah, it's like in a lot of ways, which a lot of people may disagree on, I think Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing may have actually improved upon Mario Kart.
I have not played that, so I would not know.
Because that one, it's got the weapons and the abilities to shoot stuff like Mario Kart, but it relies more on skill than it does on the rubber banding and stuff, so it's more like, if you're good at racing on it, you will come first more times than you'd come last. Whereas the Mario Kart games, a lot of them rely heavily on the weapons more than it does on the driving skills, which is fine. I like both of them. I just saying that I think that one may have actually, perfected on some elements of the other one. Like they mentioned GTA, Saints Row perfected on some stuff GTA's done.
Yeah, I would say that at least in some Mario Karts, like, you can't rely on the items as much, because if you're, like, in first place or second or, like, even, like, fourth, you're gonna get crap items most of the time. And only when you're, like, in last place will you get, like, the good items. So they, which annoys me.
If you're in first place, what you need to do is you need to get the item, or when you get something like a shell or a banana or something, like a green shell or banana, you need to just keep your finger on the item button so it's behind you as a shield.
Yeah, I know, but I'm lazy. I don't want to do that.
And that's where you lose.
Exactly. Well, I would never got to first place anyway half the time, so. But, yeah, I can understand that. Because I'm not by any means a good driver. Not even in a kart game.
I'm not good at driving games, but I will say, wow, I'm actually speaking to someone that couldn't come first in a Mario Kart. Wow.
I mean, sometimes I do on, like, the easy ones.
Wow. They're all easy.
Oh.
It's Mario Kart.
No, some, like, the harder ones are harder. Like, you put on the harder difficulties. Like the 150cc or whatever the crap that stands for.
It's cool. I will also say to people listening during this news segment, we will be joined on occasion by Marcus Shadow.
Ooh.
Hey. And yeah, you suck.
Okay, thanks for that.
Because the 150cc, it should make it harder because that gives you a better engine, so you go faster and have better handling.
You know what? Shut up. I beat you on Hitman on that one level, so blah.
Have you checked on it since I completed the level?
No. But it doesn't matter.
He's gone back. No, Marcus, did you not see the South Park episode? You can't serve someone once you've been served, otherwise it's on.
I don't care. My frickin' TV said that I beat you, so that's what I'm going by. So.
And you know what? Fuck it, since he's here as well. We also have the Crispy.
Not on voice.
He may be on voice, I'm not sure. Yeah, there he is. Hello.
Alright.
So now we have both mine and Victor's sidekicks.
You!
Anyway, going back to the news, let me finish up here. So, Amazon possibly might have a console, like, they might release a console, because they have acquired Double Helix, and they're thinking of, just so if you don't know Double Helix, they made, like, Killer Instinct, Earthworm Jim, stuff like that. Anyway, they might release a console with Google's Android operating system that'll be priced around $300. I still want it to be flying and delivered to your house, with those little flying things. Little helicopters, the Amazon service.
It's gonna be a PS4 priced Ouya?
Pretty much.
Great plan.
I'm already saving all
Great plan. Release it after everyone's already bought Xbox Ones and PS4s, and then make it shit so no one would want it anyway. Good plan.
Yep. I'm gonna get my Steam box anyway, so I can finally play Amnesia Descent to Darkness. That's the only reason.
Yeah. Steam's fucking awesome. I mean, they don't have GTA 5, but don't worry, they're getting Goat Simulator.
Oh, yeah, man.
Master Race.
All my goat-related needs, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Master Race, woo. Goat Simulator, Master Race, woo.
So, the last bit of news that no one cares about. You might want to care about this one, or not, depending. The Walking Dead show, I don't like it. The comic, awesome show.
Okay, already.
Yeah, and the game, although Mole doesn't like it, but I like it, the Walking Dead game. Not the Survival Instinct, that's crap. The Telltale one. But they were thinking of blending the two together. I'm gonna say no, because I don't want the show anywhere near my game. But a lot of people, 70% of people say yes, they do want it, and like 30% say no, they don't want it. So I don't want it to happen. I want them to stay far away from my game. Far away.
And you know this right now, Stacy?
I want the game to stay far away from the comics.
Who? What? Sorry, I heard all I heard was the word comics. I didn't hear the beginning.
I said I want the game to stay far away from the comics, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I liked the game, so while I respect your opinion.
Trust me, more on that when we go to catch up.
But I like the comics too, but I think they're all like within their own pocket universe of differenceness. So, but that's
not even a word.
Yes. So that's my.
It's a bobbleheadism.
The word pocket universe, if that's what you're referring to, was used on Doctor Who, so you have to yell at them for making up words.
No, pocket universe has been used on other stuff besides just that. He was referring to your differentnesses.
Oh, that's a new word I just made up right now.
The pew-pewism.
Like you're derping?
I didn't make that up. South Park made that up. I'm just using it.
South Park made that up as a word that only retarded people would use.
Yeah. Okay.
And who uses it?
Because literally, South Park used the word derp as, oh, derpty, derpty, derp, when it was like just retarded, stupid stuff that no one understands. And apparently people have adopted that to mean other stuff. It's like, no, that's not how words work. But
I'm the master of words. They obey me. Hear me.
Yeah, but back to the news.
Alright. So, Richter, your news?
Okay.
Let's do the jingle.
Sure.
For the games that no one's heard about, it's Richter Hammer.
And just to add a little bit to the,
I was gonna say, I feel like if you're gonna sing it, like at the very end, you need some guy, like old man, yelling something in Japanese, you know?
Marcus.
Marcus,
you wanna help a brother out?
You racist bastard.
I was just referring to the fact you were old. She said you needed an old man.
You ageist bastard.
I know. Those kids today and our Blu-rays.
You're upscaling in your nonsense.
Honore molkedo.
there you go.
Yes, exactly.
Cut and print, just put that at the end of the jingle.
Yeah.
I look forward to him typing that out for what the tagline's going to be. Yes, you were saying, Richter.
Okay, anyway, to add a little bit to the Amazon purchasing Double Helix, They're also Double Helix is making the upcoming Strider game, the Xbox Live Arcade and PSN one. But also they apparently, as far as I've seen, confirmed that Microsoft is not going to have them make season 2 of Killer Instinct. They're going to like give it to a different developer, and because Amazon purchased them, so like, oh, never mind, then we'll have other people make season 2, and it's like, Well, other than that, other news, the Titanfall beta has officially opened. You can go to titanfall.com/beta and apply for that for the PC version or the Xbox One version.
We'll say that does look awesome.
The PC version does require Origin, so that might scare away some people. But yeah, I was watching a stream of it earlier, and it's probably not a game I'd play, but it does look pretty freaking cool.
I was the same way. It looks like something I wouldn't play, but at the same time, it looked badass. It looked awesome, I will admit.
It was kind of neat to see when you can like grapple hook to other people's Titans, and then you like crawl up to the top and you pull off a panel and you start like just shooting in the wires and stuff. And
right.
and if someone's doing that, you literally have to get out of your Titan and run around to the side and shoot them off. Like you can't reach back there, and I'm like, that's kind of neat. Some guys doing it, you're like, crappy kids on my lawn, and you gotta like get out back and just shoot.
What'd be more hilarious if when you do that, someone else jumps in your Titan and drives off.
Well, they have I saw one of the abilities is I think it's when it dies, but it has like a bigger explosion. But I think it'd be kind of cool if you eject, you could do that yourself. So a guy's doing that, and you just eject out of it, and you just nuke him with your by destroying your own mech.
That'd be awesome.
The guy's like, oh, I'm shooting it, boom, you were killed by it. And he's like, son of a bitch.
That would be awesome.
No, the game looks pretty cool. The beta, you can access the game no later than basically midnight on February 17th. So when this comes out, you'll have a few days left if you want to try to get in.
Oh yeah, happy
And
Valentine's
my
Day.
last big...
Isn't
Hey,
it?
happy Valentine's Day. Yes, well...
Forever
it'll be,
Alone.
No, it's another day out yet.
Yeah,
You're
but
there.
this goes out. This goes up on Fridays.
Okay, yes, then it would be. As of when this goes out.
Yep.
Anyway, my last bit of news. Recently, Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, which we will hear more about in Ketchup, was released in North America for the Vita on the PSN, and maybe inadvertently, the sequel might have been confirmed. A voice actor by the name of Kyle Hebert tweeted that he voices a character who's only found in the sequel. So people are like, wait a minute, he's not in the first one. And then the tweet was deleted, but it seems like it's confirmation that they are at least, recording people for the second one. So it seems like if it's true, then it seems like we'll actually get the sequel to that game, which may or may not be cool. We will find out in probably like 10 minutes.
Nice.
But yeah, that is all my news.
Yay! So, we're going to move on to the games we played this week. Who would like to go first?
Fuck, I'll go first. I've got 2 games down this week. Technically I played more, but I don't see the point in mentioning some of the other ones. But I played Walking Dead, Seasons 1, 400 Days, and Season 2 that's out at the moment. So I've played everything of those games that's currently out. Those games, oh my god. The gameplay's kind of good. I mean, I'm not going to say the games are horrible. They're kind of good in terms of how you play them and stuff. They work like the normal Telltale games. But the storyline's just so cliched and so fucking horrible. It's like the ending of the first game was just laughable because it was so much of a fucking... I've seen this so many times before. You're expecting it to be emotional? What the fuck's this? Only an idiot would be completely fucking like, oh my god, greatest ending ever. No, we've seen that 1,000 times. 400 Days was pretty piss poor, and Season 1, starting off with what I've played so far, has been pretty bad story-wise, but It's a little better in the second one, only because the annoying little brat in the first game's grown up a bit, so she's now only slightly annoying, but she's still annoying as fuck. So that was that game.
Just keep in mind that it's like only one opinion. I loved it and I cried at the end and I thought it was like the best story ever, and I have a review for it, so check that out.
To be fair, when you're saying it's only one opinion, yes, it's my opinion and during my part of the catch-up.
Yep. I just felt like it just needed a little, help.
But yeah, that cliched as fuck.
Okay.
But the next one, also made by the same people, they did Wolf Among Us, which is a lot better than what they did with the Walking Dead stuff. The story makes sense. It's cool, you can interact a lot more and stuff like that. It feels like it belongs more in that world, if that makes sense, whereas the Walking Dead game felt like it didn't even belong in the comics. It's like, no, fuck that shit, you're ruining what the comics were. Because the comics were so unique, and they've just given us every fucking shit we've seen in every fucking film going in the last, year or two. And it's like, no. Whereas The Wolf Among Us, it's a prequel to the comics, so that if you haven't read the comics, you don't need to. You just need to enjoy the fucking game. And if you've read the comics, it's like, cool, you get to see the characters evolve up into the point of the comics, so that's kind of cool. Love Wolf Among Us. That's totally worth checking out. There is a free demo of it available now.
I will admit that it looks a lot physically better than Walking Dead, just graphically, because I've seen, tiny little, teaser things of it.
Yeah, it looks better than The Walking Dead, because I mentioned that. Well, that was one of my things with The Walking Dead game. The Walking Dead game looked like, you know when they take a really bad model, Richter, and then they plaster over some sort of shell shading or something over the top to try and hide how bad the model is?
Yep.
It's that. It looks like PS2 graphics on some of them.
If it's
their
PS2
faces
graphics,
just so horrible.
why can't my computer run it?
Your PS2, your computer couldn't run Minecraft, you said?
Yeah, but it could run, Left 4 Dead.
So are you saying Minecraft has better graphics than Left 4 Dead?
According to my computer.
Exactly. The graphics doesn't matter in that department. But still, it looks like crap. It looked so bad I was almost tempted to buy afterwards of the Survival Instinct game just because that looks better. But, And then, like I said, Wolf Among Us, check it out.
Yeah. Alright. Victor, would you like to go?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So this week, played a couple games. The only ones that I've really played with any kind of, length and that I haven't mentioned before are first, I played Retro City Rampage DX on the 3DS. And, it's pretty good. I like the console versions.
Is DX the same thing, but with green glow sticks?
Yes. And dick jokes. No, the original had those too. There's a couple of the, additions. I haven't really got to many of those yet. But one nice addition is that you have a mini map on the bottom screen, so it's a lot easier to get to places quicker because I don't have to pause and look at the map and you're like, oh, okay. But the one thing that I don't like is that you have to basically use the lock-on to shoot, because in the console ones you can use the right stick to shoot and you can aim with that, and that's a lot easier for mobility and stuff to be able to basically shoot behind you, so you can do the awesome cliche of running backwards while shotgunning people. But it's way harder without that because the game's pretty unforgiving. I mean, you'll die a lot, but you don't start very far back, so it's kind of unforgiving, but very also forgiving. So I don't know, but I die a lot more just because it's harder to aim. Because if you played GTA 4, remember how that lock-on works, where it never locks on to what you want it to.
Yeah.
The lock-on actually works in that game?
Kind of. No. I like the lock-on on GTA 4.
I don't.
In 4 or 5?
In 4.
Oh.
I didn't like the driving and some of the other stuff in the game.
Yeah. Well, I liked that it had a lock-on, but sometimes it would just not, lock onto the person. Three guys are running up oh, lock onto the first one. And it's no, how about this guy over here, this pedestrian? I'm no, he's fine.
But I will say I did like Retro City Rampage when I played the PS3 version.
Yeah,
I did
it's a
like
fun
it.
game. Yeah, I've played it on, I think everything. Oh, no, I haven't played it on the Wii, and I haven't played it on PC, but I played it on PS3, 360, and Vita, and now 3DS. Obviously, I would recommend the PSN version just because it comes with the Vita version. So if you ever get one of those, then it's like 2 games in 1.
Which one was better, the PSN version or the Xbox Live version? Because I don't know which one it was, but one of them had fixes to some bugs that were in the other one. I assume it's the Xbox one that's better, but I wasn't sure.
It was better, but they did patch the PSN one, supposedly. As far as I remember, they patched it to give it all the like extra fixes and the mission balancing and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
All right. Are you is that all the games? Okay.
No, I had one more. I just had to.
Okay. Continue.
Sorry. So last one I played was Danganronpa for the Vita, and I would liken it to Phoenix Wright meets Saw, because the basic premise is there are 15 students trapped in their super awesome high school. It's basically a high school for the people that are the best at what they do. So, like, one person is, his family's super rich, so he's, like, super smart because he's going to, like, take over the business and, you know, has had tutors and crap, so he's, you know, the ultimate affluent prodigy, they call him. And there's the ultimate pop star who's, like, this high school girl who's, like, an amazing pop singer and whatnot. And
if it's a high school for the people that are the best at what they do, does that mean we also get Wolverine and Jericho?
Yes. They might have been in the class before. Anyway.
Yeah.
When you just said Phoenix Wright and Saw, I was just imagining, Nick, help me get the reverse backtrap off my face. And he was like, don't worry, Maya, I'll take him to trial. We only need 3 days, but they only have half an hour. You know, like, that's how I imagine that would go. Yeah, and then reverse backtrap.
Well, the thing is, the 15 students are basically locked in high school, completely trapped in there, and the school head is it's represented by like a robotic stuffed bear, and he basically says that you have to kill somebody, one of the other people there, and then if you get away with it, I'll let you go.
What do you mean if you get away with it?
Escape. Like, because at the end, after there's a murder, then you do investigation stuff, and then there's actually a trial where you try to figure out, you know, who did what, and everyone's, you know, accusing other people, and you go, like Phoenix Wright, so you go through all the evidence and shoot down claims, literally shoot down other people's arguments. And then, and if the person is caught, whoever did the murder, then they're pretty much executed in a spectacular fashion. He has, like, special punishments to kill them.
Do you get to at least do the pulling out of an owl in the hat and be like, this is an owl in the hat, your argument is invalid?
No.
Oh.
But like, what you do is you basically get truth bullets, which are like your evidence, and based off the difficulty, it'll load a certain amount of them. Yeah. There'll be statements that part of them are highlighted, and you can either aim the reticle over it and hit the button, or I would just tap the screen, and you basically shoot the truth bullet at their argument and be like, nope, that's wrong because of this, and then, and there's like a rhythm-based game for a bullet time battle where basically you're like arguing with one person, or like they're like, no, I'm not listening, like they're like 6 or whatever, and you just like shoot down all their arguments, and then it's actually pretty cool.
I just like the idea of truth bullet. It's like, well, as opposed to a false bullet, it'd still do the same thing. They'd shoot straight through someone.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna send them to trial and stuff, does that mean you play as the villain? Because you're gonna kill like an innocent person for killing another person just because they're, you know, they have no other choice.
No, well, the thing is, if basically the headmaster knows, they have cameras everywhere, they know who committed the crime. Mm-hmm. So if you vote the wrong person, he kills everybody else, because then the person has gotten away with it, because they accused the wrong person.
So who are they really testing?
So you want to find out who did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, ridiculously fucking dark and grisly.
So how do you get to the bear?
It's like, oh, high school kids, yeah, go kill each other, huh?
That's the movie The Final. If anyone ever wants to see just exploitation, gore porn, 20-minute segment of a guy chopping off a girl's finger off in a really slow fashion. There you go. If you want to see that, what he's describing in movie form, go check that out. Take a butter knife and...
There's actually an anime.
Oh, is there? Anime?
No, I did that in head. Yeah, there's an anime of the game that I was talking about.
Oh.
If you ever intend to play the game, don't watch the show because it does ruin it all. But I think the story is really fucking good.
Oh, then you might like
a lot of
Final.
it's logical and actually figure shit. I might check that out. But
Okay, it focuses on the tears of children though. So.
So does my.
I was gonna say, wouldn't the movie version of what he described be like he said Saw?
No, the thing is, this one, it's a bunch of kids kidnapping other kids, and it's all about like, oh, you're a football player, we're gonna chop off all your fingers so you can't like ever play football again, or you could chop off your girlfriend's fingers, and like he looks at her and he's like, okay, and he gives him this really goddamn blunt serrated knife. And, it takes like 20 minutes of sawing her fingers off and her crying and him crying and all the emotions and horror in both of the actions. And stuff like that.
That sounds equally like Saw.
Yeah, but
that sounds just like Saw, but shitty.
This kind of romanticifies it, if that's a way, if that's the correct word.
So does Saw.
I don't know. I feel like this one's more like exploitation-y. Like, that's more towards gore. This is more towards, like, emotions and stuff. Because it doesn't have as much direct gore as Saw. But it's more about, like, making people psychologically messed up. As much. Its focus is more on, like, on the emotion rather than the gore part. Yeah, but I feel like Saw doesn't give a crap anymore. I feel like Saw just says, here, look a bunch of body parts. We're not going to bother storytelling. Bleh.
We'll say this first Saw... The first one, maybe the second one, did actually have some sort of story to them.
Yeah, as I was saying.
Which, it sounds like the film you mentioned was Saw, but worse.
Okay, well,
if that's possible.
It was Saw 3. No.
Yeah, it was Saw 3. Saw 3D.
If Jigsaw was a child.
Saw the animated series.
Okay.
It's an anime.
I think Saw needs to be reimagined as like a late 80s, early 90s cartoon.
Like the Rambo one and stuff we get.
Yeah, like Rambo, RoboCop.
Did you watch the Karate Kid one that's
stuff?
on Netflix yet?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Is it Karate Kid?
You need to. It's so... There was, yeah.
Is it terrible?
It was... I'm going to say it's the best cartoon ever, so you'll watch it.
I'm gonna say...
Because now you'll never know until you watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's probably terrible.
Is it like Double Dragon? Does he get like power armor so he can fight people?
It involves him and Mr. Miyagi going around the world fighting people. And I think there was also a scene where he jumps out of a fucking helicopter doing a crane kick, like on this way down.
So it's the Karate Kid as reimagined by Capcom.
Oh, I was gonna say Michael Bay. Michael Bay's Karate Kid.
Well, it sounds like Street Fighter with the Karate Kid.
Yeah, it does sound like Street Fighter.
Yeah, this is watch that cartoon series and tell me Ralph Macchio should not be in the Expendables. But no, I believe it's your turn to do your catch-up, Geek.
Oh, wait. Games
Geeky.
Games that I have been playing lately. I've been playing a lot of Skyrim. Oh, God, so much Skyrim. So, basically, in Skyrim, I am now, like, the leader of the frickin' Thieves Guild, the leader, the Archmage of the Mages. Soon to be, I'm hoping I get to be the leader of the Dark Brotherhood for Assassins, because I'm doing that one now. And I'm just gonna try to own every single organization. And I haven't even done, like, the main quest yet. So, I'm gonna, like, own the entire world, and then I'll do the main quest. That's what I'm gonna try to do.
Does that mean you're going to get Elder Scrolls Online?
What? Is that, if it's something you have to pay for, then no.
more than likely it'll be free to play unless you want it to actually be good.
Actually, no, it's going to be subscription-based because it's going to be good.
Really? So it's going to be subscription only. Oh, okay. Fair
The
enough.
only reason I got Skyrim in the first place is because my sister bought it legally on the computer, so I got her a game copy. So that's the only reason I have Skyrim in the first place, because I just spend no monies. But yes, I've been playing a whole bunch of that. I've also been playing Dungeon Defenders, and that's really fun too, because it's like this tower defense or a game pretty much, and I have this little adorable dragon that like way more powerful than my mage could ever be, because your mage like makes constructs and they attack like things, but like the dragon I can just walk in and boosh, everything's on fire and it dies. Like it's way stronger than like anything else, which is really nice. So those are the 2 games I've been playing, and it's really, really fun and addicting. Oh my god, everybody should play it. It's like what, $15 on Steam? Yeah, fun stuff.
And Skyrim was pretty cool.
But I never touched it.
Really? Oh, you should try it. Maybe I'll play you sometime. Anyway, so that moves us to our discussion.
I love that. I love the fact she's like, you should try it. Nope.
Hey, what about me?
Oh, do you have it?
I played games. What, you think I haven't played games in the past couple of weeks?
Oh.
No, not based on how busy your schedule always says.
Ah. Okay, tell us what games you played.
Yeah, tell us what games you play. We can always cut it later in editing.
But no, I've been playing Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. I'm not going to go too much into that because we have a review. Is it up yet, Chris?
Nope.
All right, well, keep an eye out for that. Lamol has a review for the Gaming Zone featuring myself. So you can get our opinions on it. It is a really good game. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan. But sticking with the anime theme, I've also played through Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, which it's fun. It's hard as hell. The presentation is beautiful. Sometimes I think the presentation gets in the way of the gameplay, but if you're a Naruto fan and you don't mind it, then it's actually really good. I enjoyed it simply because I used the games to fill in the gaps because I kind of stopped watching the anime.
The presentation is good, but it gets in the way of the game. Yeah, they just hate it when your games look too nice.
Then you get Avatar, the movie.
Yeah. Cough, The Last of Us cough.
The problem wasn't that it looked too nice. I mean, if the game's still good, the fact it looks nice is a bonus. Yeah,
but I meant presentation more than just the graphics, just how they presented things, hence presentation. Yeah, because I liked it was over the top. I liked that they spent time on the story, which all too much Naruto games don't. They just kind of speed through it.
And the fairness,
but at the same time...
Like, doesn't the show Naruto don't focus on much of the story? It's like, Naruto throws a punch. Tune in next time to see what he hits. He punched Sasuke's face. Tune in next time to see the rest of the battle. Like, you know, it's like, I feel like the show, that's why I stopped watching the show. Because, like, literally the show is like 5 minutes and the rest is just remembering what happened in the last episode.
If you want to watch the show, go watch Dragon Ball Z. It's the same thing, but better.
And no flashbacks, goddammit!
I enjoyed... But I mean, I enjoyed the game. I understand a little bit more about Naruto now, so some of what I thought was stupid before, it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense. Doesn't really make it less stupid, but it makes sense. Like I said, my only gripe is how hard it was, and the fact that you have long stretches of time without the ability to save. And it's like, okay, there's autosave, but I don't trust autosave features in games. Sorry, I really don't. You know, and they put save points in there, but they're so few and far between that you may as well not even put the save points in the game. And it's so frustrating when I just want to play, like, one fight or two fight, and I have to go through, like, the entire fucking chapter of, like, 10 fights before I can manually save. Just like, really?
Use the autosave.
Trust it. I don't want to lose my progress.
Paranoid. Use the autosave.
Yeah, because that works so well for me.
And, of course... Yeah, of course, for those who have played Naruto games before, looking at you, Richter, Daedara is still the cheapest bastard on the planet. They have not changed him at all, which pisses me off. He is still Spambot 9000.
Who's
He can make
Daedara?
little, like, clay figure. He makes the clay figures. That
Yeah,
explode.
he's Simon with a mouth in his hand.
Oh, he's the guy who can like
Simon,
blow
remember
himself
the
with his
song.
hand.
Yes. Like I said, Simon with a mouth in his hand. Yeah, he's the cheapest bash in the world because he can just spam his clay shit. It's like, really? You have an infinite amount of clay? What, is your bag on your hip just there for looks? I mean, really, something you're accessorizing now?
I'll assume he was a boss.
He was a villain.
I assume boss or someone you go against is, it's a fighting game. There's always cheap bastards. I'm looking at you, Shao Kahn.
He's like Vega level
Yep.
boss.
Yeah.
You
not
agree
like
to
a-
that, Chris? Shao Kahn, cheapest villain ever in a game. Maybe Dark
Ooh.
Khan.
The shoulder barge.
Yeah, Shao Kahn.
Every single thing.
Hate Shao Kahn.
Yeah, he's not
Mega
really a
Brute.
boss tier villain. He's just another villain, really.
I'd say he's Vega level boss. Like, he's in
Maybe,
the top evil organization, but he's not the top guy. He's not Bison.
No, he's just god tier because he's cheap as hell.
He's not
But,
Bison, so he's not the boxer?
Yep. He's not M. Bison the boxer. The Japanese boxer.
Yeah, we had to make that comment.
Of course, the game I've been playing the most recently is Star Trek Online with Tim Russ lending his voice as Tuvok in a mission, and then of course it's 4th year anniversary, so Hugh Jr. is there raising havoc, and that's so annoying, because they introduced a new ship which you can only get with 1,000 commendations, which you get from Q. You get a big boost from doing the Tuvok mission once. And then you don't get commendations anymore, and then you have to keep repeating Q's little bullshit mission, which only gets you 40 commendations per time you do it, and there's a 20-hour cooldown. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. And of course, you have a limited time to get it, so yeah, screw you, Cryptic. But the mission is pretty good. Tim Russ does a good job, far better than Michael Dorn did as Worf, but of course, that's because Tim Russ has been basically playing Tuvok pretty consistently since the show went off the air, so, you know. So it's not a surprise that he did very well, although I think they made Tuvok look kind of dumb. But that aside, it was a pretty good mission to be continued, which I'm assuming goes into whatever missions I have planned for the next release.
Alright, anybody else want to discuss games they've played?
Anybody else? Why didn't you just say, Crispy, did you want to discuss your games?
I stand by what I said.
The games I've been playing is Need for Speed Rivals, which is probably one of the best Need for Speed so far.
Nice.
Because it's kind of Hot Pursuit meets Most Wanted, so it's enough said.
Ooh. The good
What?
parts are Most Wanted, I hope. If that was the last one that came out.
No, not that Most Wanted.
Oh,
the
fuck.
original.
Oh,
The
yeah,
good one.
I was going to say, that Most Wanted was shit.
Yeah. Been playing Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that you played that.
Yeah, I forgot that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
No, but if you remember, I said a load of games I wasn't mentioning because we'd already mentioned them before, so I was like, I have mentioned my thoughts.
Alright.
However, thoughts would be new.
Yeah. And Resident Evil Revelations. And on top of that, Hawks 2, which I'm playing right now.
Is it any good?
Yes. Not as good as the first one, but still good.
I've always wanted to try that series.
If you like playing Ace Combat or something, or have you not played them either?
Ace Combat, that's the jet fighter game, right?
Yeah.
Aerial combat.
Same as that. Very similar.
I'm just going to make the racist comment and say, but he's Asian, you don't want to put him behind a plane. Did you not watch Pearl Harbor?
Wow, that's a dope racist comment.
It was!
Wow.
With Hawks 2, the difference between them is Hawks 2, you got to land the plane.
So it's like a next-gen Top Gun.
Yeah. Can't wait till the third one comes out. Hope it does.
That one you can fly on to a vacation island or something.
That's it for me.
Alright.
What about Metro?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
you don't really like that game.
kind of boring.
Fair
Fair
enough. I'd like to mention that I've been playing, and that's the Tales of Xillia. I've become addicted to that game. And
Awesome.
Elvin's my favorite character so far. Of course, he's the only other character I have so
Who's
far,
Elvin?
especially how far I've been in. The first character you get basically after you...
Guy with the big sword and the
shoot.
gun.
Yeah.
And the trench coat and the scarf or whatever.
Yeah,
I haven't played that for a while. I still need to complete the fucking second part of the story.
Yeah. I really like
the other world.
He's not that great in combat, but his character is awesome. He's hilarious.
That's really cool.
That's a game that Richter and I need to play one of these days because it is multiplayer.
Yup.
It's local multiplayer too.
Yep. Maybe the next time he comes over, we'll play that. We're not recording anything.
There you go.
Awesome sauce.
There we go.
Alright. That's all the games everybody played. Then we go on to our discussion about console port games.
Oh, one more game.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
oh my god.
I'm kidding, everyone else has done it.
Console port games.
Yes. Like port games to the console.
Where handhelds get ported to the console, yeah.
I did like the Phoenix Wright ports to the Wii.
I still need to try that, actually.
I like waving the remote and going, objection! I
Are
do,
they
I say
available
it
for
too.
purchase and download on the store?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
I will say the idea behind the concept. I like the idea behind it, obviously, because not everyone likes handheld gaming. Like personally, I don't like playing on a handheld system, but I like playing on a console. So it was cool to play the God of War PSP titles on the PS3 and stuff like that. So normally when they do them and they can look slightly better and stuff, I like them. I see the merit behind them. And if the one that was announced of Batman Arkham City Origins Blackgate on Xbox Live, if that's also on PSN, I may check that out. May.
I want to try that one because it's supposed to be like Metroidvania style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want to play it, but the only reason I was like a maybe is everyone was like, it's the worst version of Origins, and Origins sucked. So I'm like, oh, so it's the worst version of a sucky game. Games aren't like TV shows. Or films, you can't have them where they're so bad they're good. Normally, with games, if they're really, really bad, well, sometimes you do, play multiplayer on some, but a lot of times with games, if they're so bad, they're just hard to fucking play and terrible.
I have a bunch
Mario
of,
Sunshine.
I love Mario Sunshine, man. It's so amazing. Anyway. So I have a bunch of games that were ported from the 64 to the Wii. Like, I have, like, all the Zelda games on the Wii, as well as on, like, 6 other systems, probably. But, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I have all my Super Mario... What? Sorry?
Were those handheld ports?
Oh, sorry, they're not handheld, my bad. They're, like, from older systems port to the Wii console, my bad. They're still ported to console, but not from handhelds, so my bad.
Yeah, we were after handheld ones, like...
Yeah.
I believe there's some included on the Kingdom Hearts 1.5, or whatever the hell it's called.
I was about to mention, a lot of those do need to be... Well, a lot of handheld games do need to be ported to console, in my opinion, since Jim isn't here. Cough, Kingdom Hearts, cough. Which they've started doing, but not all of them.
But Chain of Memory sucked. Chain of Memory sucked on the frickin' the 3DS or DS or whatever, and it sucked still, at least in my opinion, on the PlayStation 2. I mean, it was still better than it, but that didn't make it like it's still bad. It's still bad, but it's better.
Which is fine, but you don't take your main story and continue that started on a console and then continue it on a portable version and not bring that to console. You can do spin-offs, you can do side stories. Hell, like Metal, you can do prequels. That's perfectly fine. But one story needs to be contained on one console. I'm sorry.
See, I don't see a difference between that and when, say, like when because at the time they came out, it was like PS3, 360 time, and the other ones were on PS2 and stuff. So I see no difference between that and, say, like, a series starting on, say, PS3 and then it moves to PS4 with no PS3 version, because that's the same thing. It's still moving to another console, but people still have to buy another console to play it.
Yeah, I suppose.
But the point was, it wasn't the port that was bad. It was just the damn freaking cards in the game. The whole concept of the thing was stupid, so...
Yeah.
We couldn't be saved.
Sure. Yeah. Just fair enough.
But with like the handheld ones, there are some really good ones up there too. Like I loved what they did with the PSP God of War titles on the collection and stuff on PS3. That was pretty fun. I don't know whether or not Assassin's Creed Liberation HD is good, but it could be, or it could not be, I don't know.
I've heard hit and miss. Some people love it, some people hate it.
Doubt it.
Okay. Tell me, do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said doubt it, not... Which means he doubts it, doesn't mean he knows it's bad.
Okay.
But everything I've seen for Liberation HD has been bad, but gameplay-wise. But it's a case of, I don't know. Other people may enjoy it. I haven't played that one. But there are some handheld games I'd love to see ported to consoles. And I'm happy that the Wii U is technically getting some.
Yay!
No. Yeah, they announced a while back Wii U is getting DS games ported to it.
Cool. On
the Virtual Console, and maybe Game Boy Advance ones too. They better do Pokemon.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's one game.
If they did the Game Boy Advance Pokemon Red with the remake version, fuck it, shut up and take my money.
Yes.
If the new Pokemon that just came out, then fuck off, I'm keeping my money.
See, I don't want necessarily a port. I want a console Pokemon game on the Wii U. I think that'd be awesome, where the Wii U pad is your Pokédex and crap and has all your Pokeballs. I think that'd be awesome. I don't think there's ever been an actual console Pokemon game, and I think that needs to happen.
No, it hasn't. Because as Richter would say, Game Freaks hates making money.
Yeah.
The closest to a console Pokemon game, I think, was Pokemon Coliseum, but that was kind of shit.
I think the closest would be Pokemon XD, which built upon Coliseum and was better than Coliseum, but it's still not quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried, but they didn't want to do a real one. Although I love the concept of taking other people's Pokemon, because fuck the other trainers. They lie in wait to sabotage you. What kind of assholes are they?
Yeah, just
Hey, you vaguely made eye contact with me. Hey, let's have a battle. You can't even say no.
they got nothing better to
Non-consensual.
do than just stand in grass rotating till they see someone.
I hate even if they see you. You don't even have to, like, there are ones where you walk by and you don't even make eye contact. And the guy was like, we made eye contact. I was like, bullshit, we did.
Yeah, it's like in real life. If I saw someone, like, let's say I was walking the shop or something, and I saw someone in a field just rotating around, chances are I'm avoiding the fuck out of that guy. I'm like, that dude's a weirdo. He's got nothing better to do than just think that on his own.
Yeah, because a lot of times you'll be like running away from them, and it's like, I saw you, we must battle. It's like, what? And I was walking this way, I didn't even look at you. Like, I didn't even know you were there. You're hiding in the grass, man.
Although I need to try that. I need to start hiding in grass with like a big fucking Rottweiler or something. And when someone walks past with a little tiny dog, we've made eye contact. Get him and let my dog off its leash.
You don't have a dog.
And then when I go to court, I'll say Pokemon made me do it.
Yes.
I had a mental disease. I thought I was an NPC.
I'm gonna have to steal some kid's dog first.
It'll spread. Yeah, but for handheld games coming to consoles, I can see one side of it where, you know, it feels less special if everything's across everything, but really more so, considering we have handheld ports of games, I think it's a really overdue that we have console versions of handheld games.
Yes.
And like I said below, you want Monster Hunter 4.
They did they basically had in Japan the PS3 version that you could basically, it was HD, you could play it on the PS3 and stuff, and I was like, fuck, bring that out here. I'd play that. But yes, I would love Monster
Can you just
Hunter.
import it? You don't need to reach it, just import it.
I almost did. Like, I was really close to doing it several times, but then I decided I would just wait for 3 Ultimate.
So you have to
Maybe
just
you could get lucky.
Google Translate everything.
Maybe you could get lucky, Rick. Because some games in Japan, not all of them, some of them have like the Korean English versions. Like I know Africa did and stuff, where they're official and they're in English, but they're in the Asian territories and stuff, so you can always import that.
The only problem is I don't think any Capcom games are like that.
True. The only one I saw was that Africa game I really wanted, or Hakuna Matata when it came out, as they called it in America, I think. But it didn't come out here. I've been meaning to import that, where you get to go around taking photos and stuff.
I thought they actually did call it Africa over here.
One of them called it Africa, one of them called it Hakuna Matata, and I was like, the fuck? No. It's not the Lion King. It's not even remotely similar. It just happens to be set in Africa. What, was Resident Evil 5 also going to be called Resident Evil Hakuna Matata where you are? No.
Well, I like to think that they're like, we need to capitalize on what people know, Lion King. And some dude's just like, this isn't 1996. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's really, like, yeah, people know it, but that's still not really relevant.
Yeah, it's not relevant. Get with the times. Fine. Twerking. That's not even related. You're fired.
It could be animal twerking. Who knows?
You're fired. That guy goes on to make that Microsoft Japanese promo of Bill Gates all smiley and white with a suit and stuff and be like, yay, look at my American ideals. Buy my system. Oh, God, that was so stupid.
Still better than some of the other ones I've seen.
It is better than some of the other ones,
Yeah.
but still, that one was just like, no, he wondered why it didn't sell. It was because it was basically saying only the West and ideals matter. That's not how you sell in the East, and vice versa, of course.
Yeah.
Although, actually, I'd say, ironically, I'd say we may be more open-minded, because let's say, if we saw, like, say, the head of Nintendo with a big smiley face in, like, a fucking Japanese place being like, buy a Wii U, I'm gonna go buy a Wii U.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, I like that dude. Whereas if they see the white guy, they're like, oh, he's white, get him.
Head of Sony dressed up in samurai armor. He's like, the ideal of the samurai is best. I'm like, oh, okay.
Reggie comes out with his skin tone, and they look at him and be like, I'm indifferent to him.
Yes.
Or they just get confused.
Yeah.
They start looking at each other like, should we run? I don't know what's going on.
Grab your purse.
Well, like I said, my indifference is ready.
My indifference is ready. That's our tagline.
There you go.
But no, like I said, I like some of the handheld parts of it. So I was like, but let's just go around. If you could name, and it doesn't have to be good games, if you could name 3 handheld games you would like to see come to the console, what would they be? Marcus Shadow.
Well, the big obvious one is Pokemon, as we stated.
Which
Right
Pokemon?
there. I don't care. I just want a Pokemon game on the console.
No, don't do that. Then they'll do it with Black and White 2 or whatever the.
Yeah.
I totally X and Y.
I do want to play X and Y.
It's Pokemon Ranger.
Oh God. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Yes.
Oh god.
No, like an actual Pokemon game, like X and Y, or because I haven't played many of them, primarily because they've been on handheld, and I'm not a huge handheld player. I do want to try X and Y, but I want an actual full-on Pokemon game on console, RPG, with like actual 3D model Pokemon, because I think that would look awesome. Yeah, I guess they did that in X and Y because it's 3DS, but I haven't played X and Y. Let's see, what else would I like ported?
Professor Layton. Yeah.
Honestly, what I want ported to console, I want the handheld Metroid games ported to console. Because they're that good.
Oh yeah, Metroid.
And the last console one of Other M was that bad.
That wasn't a port. That was an attempt at recreating something that they had no business trying to recreate.
I didn't say that was a port. I said, and the last console one was just so bad that you're now grasping for handheld.
Yeah,
the console one's not good enough anymore.
I'm also waiting for whatever the next Metroid game is going to be, because you know Nintendo's working on one. They have to be working on one.
Next Luigi's Mansion on a console. Again.
Let's see.
Like, Nintendo hasn't made a Metroid game since fucking Super Nintendo. They shipped it off to other people to make the other one.
Yeah, but the next Metroid game on the Wii U is going to be made by the people that did the Dead or Alive beach volleyball game.
Honestly, I never thought I'd say this. I want Metroid to go back to Retro Studios because they did a really, really good job with the Prime series.
Yeah.
The Prime series
and
was
I think they could... What's that?
I said the Prime series was pretty cool. And I'll admit, the Other M, some of the gameplay stuff was pretty damn decent. They just fucked over a character in an insulting way.
Yeah.
Yep, and they took out what made Metroid Metroid. Like, it's the exploration and the sequence breaking. That's an integral part of Metroid. And they took all that out with the hand-holding stuff. And it's just like, so I can't go there because you say I can't go there. Fuck you.
I can't mock ball? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, was that 2 or 3?
I thought that was 2. What else would I like to see? Well, I would say Phoenix Wright, except they've already done that, so that doesn't count anymore.
I could say it counted because if you wanted, like, or like the newer ones, because I think that was only the original 3. Oh, you want Ace Attorney Investigations too, don't you?
I haven't played the second one.
But you like the first one so much.
The first one was decent. God, I don't know. Because most of the stuff on consoles is like not consoles, on handhelds are like ports of console stuff now.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, any of the Kingdom Hearts games that haven't been ported to console yet, yeah, put it on console.
Fair enough. And I know Geeky Girl was listing some, so what were yours?
Oh, I said Professor Layton. Man, oh yeah, love some Professor Layton. It's good stuff.
Oh, you can't be serious.
So that, and the music, man, that Professor Layton music is really good too. So that'd be nice to hear with like an even more like bigger like string section they have there and accordions. And that'd be cool. Anyway, I said Kingdom Hearts for Marcus over here. So that'd be really awesome. And I'd say Pokemon not the Hey You Pikachu, but Pokemon the Yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you also mentioned Luigi.
Oh yeah, Luigi's I mentioned too, and all the other ones. And bring back
How about you, Vicky?
Paper Mario.
Fair enough. How about you, Vicky? Although that doesn't count because didn't it start on a console?
Yeah, but now the last one's on a port, and I don't want it. I want it back on the from the handheld to the console again.
Yeah, but we were asking which game did you want to port off? So you want to port off the sticker one?
Sure, everything would be better on the freaking
Fair
console.
enough. But like I said, what about you, Rick?
Okay, huh?
I took all your stuff.
Castlevania.
Project Crosszone.
I thought about that, but I really liked it with Project Crosszone that I can put it in sleep mode, because some of those battles take fucking ever.
Cooking Mama.
Yeah, Castlevania, which one would I want?
Any of the 2D ones, because they were all good.
No, well, I didn't like Order of Ecclesia, though.
Yeah, that was the weakest of the bunch, I'll give you that.
And Portrait of Ruin was awesome just because of the main characters.
Yes.
I was shocked you didn't say Monster Hunter 4.
I've only started one. I'm gonna say, the Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. The first one was Soma, or the second one, which it escapes me, because those were really fucking good. Next, this one's kind of weird and probably not accurate, but there was a game came out here on the PSP called Spectral Souls, which was actually, I believe it was a port of a excuse me, a PS2 game in Japan, but I really want to play the PS2 version of that. I'd love if they released that on like PSN or something to download, because the PSP version had like the worst loading of any game I've ever seen. Where like literally you would if anyone's played Final Fantasy Tactics on the PSP, it's worse than that. Where like literally it would stop to load every other line of dialogue. So so everyone started talking like Captain Kirk or some shit, because they would just pause all of it, and it was like, oh, well, like they didn't have voice lines, but just
hey, I need
so
to
bad. Like,
do this
the game
now.
was awesome, but so much loading. Yeah, it was like, all right, we got to go over to that hill there, and you hear the like PSP loading noise. I don't know if anyone remembers that. They're like, and then it would like write more dialogue, and you're like, oh,
Yep.
But yeah, problem is with Monster Hunter, I actually do like it on portables just because that's when I've played it the most with like my friends, because then we can I can go over their house and they can come over here. However, yes, I would like a port of 4, but it'd have to be on a system that like a lot of my friends have, and the problem is that like the one that I primarily play with, he only really has an Xbox 360. He doesn't have a PS3 or a Wii U or anything. So they're like, well, it'd be cool there, but then his, I guess his brother also has a 360. But it'd be cool if it was actually what I'd want is port Monster Hunter 4 to PS3 and 360 or the next gen. But I doubt it needs that much power to run. And have the save magically cross-compatible, so you could buy both versions and keep your character across the PS3 and the 360 to blow everyone's mind.
That would work if they hosted their own stuff.
Yeah, that'd
like
be
their
fun.
own service. That would totally work. Because I think Final Fantasy 14 uses both PC and PS3 service together, so anything's possible.
Does it?
I think. I'm not entirely sure.
You're blowing my mind, man.
Because I know that. What was Warframe? I know that like you could port your PC character to PS3, but then you couldn't port it back or something. They like couldn't. They were talking about how they couldn't sync them up or something. I don't know, but yeah. Those are mine.
So how about you, Chris? If you could port 3 handheld games to a console, what would they be?
Probably the Fire Emblem series.
Nice.
They were pretty good stories. I'm trying to think of it.
What do you mean, Disney Princess Top Trumps game?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd want the fire Monster Hunter 2. Because I've never played that one. Because it's been on fucking handheld.
Well, most of those monsters are coming back in 4, so I know that doesn't help you unless you have a 3DS or a 2DS. But...
He has a 3DS.
Oh. Oh, that's right. Okay. 'Cause, yeah, when we discover it.
Yes. I wish they'd do that fucking online, but better with that.
Yeah.
No, you can only go online with one person on a DS, not console people and a DS people. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Not sure about the third one.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll say if I had to do 3, I'd say first one, which not anyone here is going to want, but I don't care. It's my 3. Sonic Dark Brotherhood.
Did you say Sonic?
The Sonic Dark Brotherhood. It was a Sonic game on DS, which it was pretty damn good. And it was made by BioWare, which means you got loads of choices and stuff. Like, you could constantly be a dick to Tails if you wanted to, or you could get Sonic together with Amy and stuff like that, which it was enjoyable if you're a fan of the series. But at the same time, if you're not a fan of the series, it doesn't matter anything to you. The next one, just because this is a game I really wanted to play, and I didn't buy it when I had a 3DS, which I should have, was Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans.
Just regular Saiyans, not
it.
like Super Saiyans?
No, regular Saiyans.
Basically, one of
Basically,
the top-down ones, right?
no, it's a turn-based RPG, like Final Fantasy, that plays from the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai thing all the way up to the end of the Saiyan arc. So it's basically a Dragon Ball Z Final Fantasy style game, which I'd play the crap out of that if it was on a console. Even if it's the same graphics and it's 2D, I would play the fuck out of it.
Isn't one of the Bleach ones like that, where it's a turn-based RPG?
It might be.
So I wanted to get... Oh, man. That
It might be.
cool.
I didn't play most of the Bleach games. I hadn't played. I played the one on PS3, but I didn't play some of the other ones because they were set later on in the series where I hadn't got up to yet. Because I'm still up to like Series 6 or 7. So I was like, okay, this one, what does it spoil on the PS3? It's like, okay, it spoils one tiny thing, which didn't really matter because it tells me, oh no, he's going to destroy the bad guy. He's going to destroy Aizen, but doesn't really show you how and stuff. So I was like, fuck it. I know he's going to kill him anyway. He's a villain. That's the villain's role, is to die. But I'd go with those two. And for the third one, I would say Pokemon, but everyone else has already said Pokemon, so I'd try and go with something else. I'd probably go with, this may sound like a weird choice, but the Marvel Heroes card game.
I wasn't aware there was one.
Oh, wow. I remember that on PSP, I think.
Yeah, I just
came with like a promo card or
I wasn't sure if you were saying wow because you never thought anyone would take that one.
No, I think I remember that when I worked in a game store. I think it like had a promo card or like 3 promo cards inside the PSP case or something.
Yeah, it's sort of like Magic the Gathering-ish, but with Marvel cards, but it was only on consoles, or it was only on handheld. I'd play that. I'd probably play that because I like Marvel.
That sounds interesting.
But I think we reached the end of our discussion.
Alright. I want to thank everybody for joining me. We had... Oh, excuse me. We had Chris, a.k.a. The Mole.
Hello!
Or maybe we had Cookie Monster, I don't know.
It's Fat Molly.
Roly-poly-oly.
Yeah.
And then we had Marcus Shadow. And we had Richter Hammer, the stay-at-home dad gamer. We also had...
Wow, you introduced Marcus before Richter.
Oh.
Kind of insulting to our co-host.
It's just on Skype, his name comes before his. So that's why. Anyway.
It's okay. You're back.
You have to remember, Pew Pew is incapable of thinking for herself. She's like Jim. She reads it as a list.
Shut up. And then Crispy, who's before Marcus on Skype, but for some reason I skipped him.
Because you're mean.
I'm mean. It's his Zord picture. I just didn't want to look at
so
it.
your list didn't actually work, did it?
No.
It's because you're racist against lepers.
You said lepers, right?
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
Okay. So, and then me, Anastasia Laserbeam. So thank you for hearing us today, and hope you come back again next week. Yay!